In July 2008, my world was rocked by a camera announcement. Nikon released the D700, their first small-bodied full-frame camera. Before that, they'd released the Nikon D3, which was a full-size pro body. I did lust after that, but it was just too big for my hands really and way out of my price range. So when the announcement came that they were releasing a body with the same sensor and the same internals as the D3, but in a much smaller body, that was it. I wanted it. Up until that point, my first ever DSLR was the Nikon D50 back in 2006, and then I upgraded to the D200. I had a D90 and I also had a D300 for a brief period as well. But something inside me just knew I wanted the full frame D700, and in about 2009 I think it was, I bought one second hand off eBay for about £1,400, which was an incredible amount of money for me back then. When it arrived, I was absolutely blown away by the quality of it. The build quality is built like an absolute tank, but it feels so comfortable in my hand, even now, all these years later. The sensor in this is just something special. It's a 12 megapixel CMOS sensor, but the images that come out of it just have this really dreamy look. For portraits it's incredible, for landscapes it's incredible, but I've never used it for wildlife photography. So today I've come out into the woods, I've borrowed my wife's 200-500, and I'm going to see if the D700 is any good for wildlife photography in 2025. So you've joined me in this incredible bit of woodland not far from my house. It's just, video and photos don't do this place justice, honestly. So I'm going to sit here for a little while. There's quite a few birds around. I came here yesterday as well. And there's blackcaps, chiffchaffs. We saw a buzzard in the distance. There are owls about, but this time of day we're not going to have any luck there. There's a badger set just down the way. Again, this time of day, no luck there, but we might get some deer, might get some boar maybe. But I'm just going to sit here for a while with the D700 and see if I can get any decent images. If I don't get any wildlife, then there's plenty of places around here where I can stick my wife's 24-70 f2.8 on, and we'll go do some landscape photography. I bought one of these back in the day as well. I think this was about £900 when I bought it for my D700. This is still my original D700, by the way, that I bought all the way back then. It did have to go back to Nikon in about 2012. Some videos, really old videos on my channel about that. I was out shooting in Broadway Tower. I put a different lens on, swap lenses, and the whole camera and lens died completely. In the end, it turned out to be a manufacturing fault with the lens, and Nikon replaced the internals of the D700, and they replaced the lens as well, under warranty, which was good, even though it was out of warranty, but they did it out of goodwill. So yeah, this is my original D700. It's seen quite a bit of action, although I haven't used it for quite a few years now. I thought it'd be fun to bring it out and see how well it copes in modern day society. Just got a robin on the tree in front of me there. One thing you immediately notice is the autofocus on this isn't very good. It's very slow. Obviously I've got no detection modes, I've got no bird autofocus detect or anything like that. I'm just using single point. place is incredible. There's so many birds around. Although I must admit, I'm struggling with the D700. By the time I've seen them and tried to focus on them, they've gone. And the focus is pretty slow compared to modern day cameras. It makes you realise just how far stuff's come. So far we've had, according to Merlin anyway, great tit, gold crest, Eurasian wren, goldfinch, chiffchaff, redstart, chaffinch, black cap, redstart, I think I said that, barn swallow, blackbird obviously, robin. Yeah, there's so much about. I'm going to keep at it though. I'm determined to get some good pictures with the D700. I know I can do it. I think it's me that's the limiting factor, not the camera. I just need to get used to it again. So I've been out for a good few hours now with the D700 in the woods. I must admit, wildlife wise, I've not had a huge amount of luck. I think that's more down to me than the camera itself. There's really only songbirds in here, and with my eyesight trying to see them at the best of time is not great. And then with the slow focus of the D700, trying to actually get pictures of them is quite difficult actually. And there's no auto ISO on this camera, so I'm shooting everything fully manually. Usually on my Z8 I would have manual mode with auto ISO, and I could just dial up the shutter speed as I needed it for whatever I was photographing. On this I'm having to change the aperture, the shutter speed and the ISO, and by the time you've done that the bird's gone. So it makes me realise how lucky we are with modern technology, just how easy it makes it to get images these days. I was kind of hoping for some deer or some fox or maybe even wild boar, but I've not seen any at all, so that's a shame. I think for larger wildlife the D700 would be fine. It's just the tiny little songbirds, they move so quickly and they're so small. Trying to find them in the viewfinder, then actually focus on them is quite difficult. However, there's some stunning landscapes around here which I've taken a few pictures with the 24-70, so I'll post those up too, and we'll see what they look like when I get home and get them on the computer, but I have a feeling they'll be quite nice. I think the nice dreamy soft effect the D700 gives will really suit this kind of landscape stuff. I'm starting to lose the light a little bit now, it's getting quite late, so I'm going to head home, see if we see anything on the way. I might come back out in a few days time and try again, maybe find some more bigger wildlife elsewhere other than in here. Maybe this isn't a very good spot for it. But I've had a great time with the D700 though. It's really rekindled my relationship with it. I've not used it for so long, but I still really enjoy shooting it, even though it's not ideal for small birds and small wildlife.